If you or someone you know has diabetes, you may have built up an extra supply of test strips and lancets. That's where we come in. We'll buy the supplies that you don't need and resell them to those in need to prevent waste. Help us make diabetes management more affordable. Visit us at teststripswithaz.com.
All right, we have Emmanuel Sanchez here getting ready to kick off the 16-man Bellator Featherweight Grand Prix on September 7th for his chance to win $1 million and become the Bellator Featherweight Champion of the world. He will take on the surging Tywan Claxton in the opening round at Bellator 226. El Matador is here. How are you, man?
I'm doing very well, my man. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. It's great to have you here. I want to go back a little ways to start things off because I think it's part of the story here. In November, you fought Patricio Pitbull for the belt. You lost the fight via unanimous decision, and you've since bounced back with the win 4 months later, but I'm sure you took a lot away from that title fight. What did you take away from that fight with Patricio Pitbull at Bellator 209 to get you back on track and get ready for this Grand Prix?
Knowing that he's the current champion, right? The most dominant champion that Bellator has seen over the years. He's had his ups and downs. He's most reigning title defenses, most wins, etc. For being that much of a champion, I thought it'd be a lot harder to hit, to be honest with you. And I thought with all that power and all those knockouts and all those highlights, I thought he'd hit a lot harder. So knowing that I can hang in there with some of the best, right? Not just him, but over these years, what have we seen? Who else has held the belt? Daniel Strauss and Pat Curran. And none of these guys could put me away. So everybody wants to say they want to come and put me away and dominate me and do this and that. They ain't going to do shit, all right? So I'm just hungry and I'm excited that I'm taking on another one of Bellator's best. Out of all the guys they could have chosen to put in this Grand Prix, they chose 16. So he's one of the best. And I'm excited to go out there and finish one of the best. So I want to prove that I'm the best featherweight in the world. I'm the most dominant, and I know that I can defeat every single one of these guys at any given time. So I know my time is now, and I'm out to make history, man. It didn't go my way in Israel, but when God closes one door, he opens another. So he's got something better, and that's going to be me making history and being the man who won this Grand Prix. Because at the end of this Grand Prix, they talk about that $1 million cash prize, but to me, that's not it. For me, it's the strap, the undisputed strap. Knowing that I'm the number one out of 16, I went and defeated everyone in my way to go out there and become the undisputed featherweight world champion. There will be no denying that at the end of this, that, out of all these tough fights, they're all going to be 5 rounds after the first round, aside from Pitbull and Archuleta, but after that, getting ready for all these tough fights and then fighting all these tough fighters, I want to go out there and dominate them all and prove that I'm the best in the world, and I'm hungry to do so. And whether it be rematches on the way there or whether it be facing newer guys, with Forex, McKee, Carvalho, Rogers, guys that I haven't faced before, it excites me, and I'm hungry and I'm ready. It's been my time, and it's time to go out there and show the world who I am and what I can do.
You seem very fired up for this, and that's great because, what's interesting about MMA, more oftentimes than not, second chances are very hard to come by, and you're getting the opportunity to become the undisputed champion in this tournament structure, and you kick things off next weekend. But when you heard about this Featherweight Grand Prix, and you've seen Bellator do it a couple of different times, when you and your team were given word that you were going to be a part of this, how did you initially react to it?
Knowing I was going to go into my last fight, actually after the title fight, they told me they were going to, I had another fight lined up, a main event. They told me they wanted me as a main event. They wanted me on a poster to help promote me for the Grand Prix, and they told me win, lose, or draw, I would be in the Grand Prix. And they just told me to be ready for it. So I was like, okay, they're giving me a fight to stay ready. This is going to be great. Main event in Factorville, Oklahoma. It's very Booney-like, but hey, man, it's precious to me. I'm undefeated there. Yeah, I'm undefeated there, and I made my debut there, so that place is special to me. So, it was really great to be a part of that, and it was supposed to be someone else, but then it ended up being Georgie Karakanya, an even better fight, because now I've shut him out twice now, and if we happen to run it again in the third time, I'll do it for the third time. But if not, then that book is closed. But I knew that I was going to be in this, and for me, I'm just always hungry to win, man. That's the thing with me. I don't I look at the small picture, of course, which is my opponent in front of me now, but I've always looked at the big picture. I look at what's next. Like, I look at who is still the champion. Who are the guys that I need to beat to get back up to the title. So, and I've done that. And I feel like people already know that, and if they don't, well, they're going to have a chance to see it in this Grand Prix. So I get to showcase that all over again, and it's going to be something even better now because I just turned 29. I'm not a 25, 26-year-old, young man trying to make his name for himself. I believe I'm already, a household name, and I'm hungry because a lot of people still haven't seen. They haven't. They really haven't. They haven't seen the best of me. They've seen good, but they haven't seen great. So I'm excited to show them what that's like.
Yeah, and you get Tywan, who, in terms of experience, kind of going through your history, he's the least experienced guy you have faced since probably your 4th or 5th professional fight. He's 5-0. He's certainly made the most of his opportunities. But, what do you think of the matchup? I mean, taking on an exciting 5-0 guy, highlight reel finishes, taking on a guy like that as opposed to fighting guys you've been so used to fighting. You've been so used to fighting guys with 20, 30, even 40 pro fights on their resume in your last several fights. Is there anything different about this one in terms of preparation?
Not really. I know what he brings to the table. He's exciting. He's young. He's hungry. He brings it. Let's see how he brings it towards me. I'm excited. That excites me. There's no different preparation for me. I just know that I know what I need to work on. So I'm not worried about him. I worry about me and my training and what I need to get better at. And I'm excited to showcase that, because when the world gets to see it. It's one thing just being able to implement it in the gym or to your best friends around you and all the people who support you. It's another thing being with people that are against you and the guy across the ring from you trying to knock you out. So I'm looking to go out here and shut him out too, because that's what excites me, because I like fighting undefeated guys. I like being that one. He's never lost before. So the times that I've done that before, because it's just happened to me, and I know what that feels like. I was undefeated once too. And when that gets taken away from you, you got a lot more to lose. So for me, I'm excited to be that one man. I know what he brings to the table and what he wants to bring and what he thinks he's going to bring. But you're in there with a completely different animal.
Have you been impressed with what he's done in his first 5 fights since he burst onto the scene a couple of years ago?
Oh, very. He's very explosive, very dynamic, he's fearless. Nice highlight reel knockout. Yes, he brings it, man. I've even before I knew I was going to fight him, and I think one of his other fights, on the main cards, I watch Bellator all the time, man. I watch all MMA. This is my life. This is my livelihood. So I watch all striking, all MMA, boxing, whatever you name it, man. I'm always learning and progressing. I'm a student of the game. So I've seen him fight before, and this is going to be something good, something truly epic, because he's a dude who, won't back down. So let's see how he does against me. You
touched on this a few moments ago. How do you like the structure of this Grand Prix compared to the others? Like having the 5-round fights from the quarterfinals on, the random draw, I love. So it's not the bracket style type tournament structure. It kind of leaves that extra bit of intrigue with it. What say you? Do you like the way this is set up compared to the others?
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you 100%, because now there's no favoritism. There's no, this guy's fight was better. This guy's, is prettier, can sell more, whatever. It's by chance as far as the drawing goes, but you got to win to advance, right? So I got to win. And first things first is taking care of Tywan Claxton. Everything else will take care of itself, and we'll see what God has planned, man. I don't know what's going to happen when they make this random drawing to make the brackets, and you can pick and choose who you want or when you fight or whatever. We'll see how that all goes down. But I'm truly making some history starting September 7th, next week, 2019, against Tywan Claxton. And I want to show all these guys, too, how you kick off a Grand Prix and how it goes down. And not only make history as be the man who took it all, but make history as in, this is the guy, keep your eyes on me, because I'm going to go out there and I'm going to destroy everyone in my way to get the world title.
I know, like you said, it's in God's hands. That's the way it's all going to go down. But when you close your eyes and you visualize this fight with Tywan Claxton playing out in your mind in San Jose next weekend, how does it end? How do you see your hand getting raised?
By stopping him, that's for sure. There's not a doubt in my mind. By knockout or by submission, Right now, I'm a lot more dangerous than I ever was, and people can say that sounds cliche, and I know it sounds like something we've all heard before, but all I know is, and this is an everyday thing for me, I'm better than I ever was, but nowhere near as good as I'm going to get. So seeing as I've had time to heal up and have time to take care of whatever injuries that I had or personal problems and anything that's been going on in my life, all that is shut out now, and all I get to focus on is, and have been focusing on, is not only this Grand Prix, but since it was announced of who I was facing, this man right here in front of me right now. And I knew it was inevitable, man, whether it was going to be Grand Prix style or not, tournament style or not, whenever. I've been wanting to fight all these guys, because now this is going to sound cheesy. Going back to watching Pokemon, you want to be a Pokemon master, you got to catch them all, right? Then I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it. I want to be the master. I want to be the best in the world, the very best, like no one ever was. So I got to go out there and catch them all, man. Catch them all and beat them all and put them all in my Pokeball, you know what I'm saying? So another one bites the dust come September 7th, and I'm looking to be that add Tywan Claxton skull to my list.
I know you can't see me right now because we're on the phone, but I got goosebumps. You got me all fired up for this, Emmanuel, and I'm excited for this fight with Tywan Claxton next weekend on September 7th. The Featherweight Grand Prix kicks off. Man, you got me all sorts of fired up. Thank you for the time, Emmanuel, and I have to go run like 8 miles.
Oh, my man. Yeah, thank you. Got me all fired up, too. I got to do the same now.
Thanks, man.